Hello everyone and welcome to another little transfer video from me regarding Hull City this summer. The retained/released list has been announced today. I'm going to go through it in detail in this video for you guys, talk through what I think about certain things and what this could mean for the summer. Let's get straight into it. Let's start with the players who have been released then, starting with Callum Elder. We knew that one was going to happen, and hey, good luck to him. But announced today are the releasing upon the end of the contracts of Tyler Smith, Billy Chadwick, Macaulay Snellgrove, Josh Hines, Tom McCauley, Harry Lovick, Harry Wallace and Louis Charlton. So Tyler Smith, I'm not surprised. If we were going to extend it, it would only be the option to try and get a fee for him in the summer. Billy Chadwick, again, I'm not really surprised by that. As sad as it is, he had a great season at Boston, great half a season at Boston. That ACL injury at Linfield really did derail him a little bit, and it's a shame to see him go, but again, an expected decision. Snellgrove and Hines I've known about for a little while. They've been a little bit more out of favour with Connor Sellers this year. The same can be said for Harry Wallace, and it's a shame about what's happened to Harry. Louis Charlton came in on a 6-month deal initially, and that was extended for another 6 months in January, but that has been extended no more. Harry Lovick has had a tough season with injury this year, and that has spelled the end of his time at Hull City. And then Tom McCauley, I got a little feeling about this one when I was just out of curiosity looking through the website and his player profile had gone. That was an indicator to me like a couple of weeks ago that he was moving on. In terms of the extensions that have been triggered on some contracts then, in the first team, Louis Coyle, Greg Doherty and Vaughan Colville have had their extensions triggered. And through the academy, Harry Fisk, Alfie Taylor, Jake Leake, Tom Nixon, Ollie Green, Sincere Hall and Will Jarvis have all also had their extensions triggered, but have been offered new contracts alongside David Robson. As the season ends, it goes without saying that the loan deals of Malcolm Ibue, Carl Darlow, Nathan Baxter, Demetrius Pelkas and Aaron Connolly have all ended, and they have returned to their respective parent clubs. We may well see one or two of them back next season, hopefully Carl Darlow as a minimum, but time will tell. The 2-year scholarships that have come to an end this year are for players Ben Vose, James Carr, Keegan Green, Aman Panaser and Glenn Sarney. And on top of that, there are Jake Brown and Kyle Fanning, who have both been offered pro contracts. So those two will stay and move up to the under-21s full-time next year. Ben Vose, James Carr, Keegan Green, Aman Panaser and Glenn Sarney have all been released. Glenn Sarney is the one that surprises me most with that. I thought he was a shoo-in for a pro deal, and it's a real shame for me really to see Glenn go, because I thought he had real quality when I've watched him. But that's football. The new first-year scholars, these guys have been given a 2-year scholarship with the under-18s having finished school. These lot are doing their GCSEs now, and they will get their scholarship at the end of that and move on and be with the academy full-time and get education from them. That these players, they were announced at halftime at the halftime at the Swansea home game. Those players are Archie Howard, Joe Batty, Stan Ashby, Ed Devine, Harry Revel, Lucas Dawson, Alfie Perry, Aidan Durkin and Stan Hewitt. And then the scholars moving into their second and final year, so these guys could get pro deals at the end of this coming season. They are George Wilson, Archie Cooper, Paul Iggulden, Sam Jackson, Anthony Ono, Rocco Coyle, Cameron Gray, Mason Johnson, Sam Apoku, Jaden Chibanga, Ronnie Kelly, Ralph Nkomba and Harry Spence. I think it is worth mentioning as well that young defender Jevon Mills has signed a new contract with the club, a new 1-year deal with the club option of a further year. So, to be honest with this, a lot of the work was already done before this announcement. The big thing was Alfie Jones and Sean McLaughlin's contracts. They were sorted out, and I get the feeling that the Louis Coyle one might be a bit like they intended for George Honeyman last summer, where they triggered the extension purely to give them more time to negotiate a longer contract. Rosenior likes Louis, and he said after the Luton game that he was getting a new contract, but maybe there's just been a couple of snags with negotiations and timings and stuff like that, so I think they've activated the extension just so that they can have a bit more time agreeing that deal. In terms of the academy, I've already touched on the fact that I'm surprised Glenn Sarney didn't get a pro deal, and I'm pleased to see players like Alfie Taylor, Tom Nixon, Will Jarvis and Ollie Green sticking around. They're great lads, and I think a few of them are good enough to make the step up. Alfie Taylor's almost there. Will Jarvis is on the fringes. I think Ollie Green is quality. I think as a holding midfield player of the sort of Seri and Simons mould, I think Ollie Green is incredible. He's an absolute workaholic in the midfield, and he's suiting, when I've watched the 21s, he's suiting Rosenior's style that is being played really well. I'm pleased to see that Vaughan Coville is sticking around. I think the reason it's only an extension is because Rosenior will want to have a look at him, and, well, he hasn't seen him play. He hasn't been training because of his injury, so I think Rosenior will want to have a look at him, but Coville is quality, and with Rosenior's guidance, he could be, and he may well have been had he not been injured as Rosenior came in the same position that Harry Vaughan is in now. For Greg Docherty, well, we'll see. Those waves and blowing kisses and the tears in his eyes at Luton felt like a goodbye, but extension's been triggered. Might it just be so we can get a fee for him? But I'd like to see Doc stick around. I think he's a brilliant, brilliant utility player for the Championship. But that is it. Thank you for watching this one, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed. That's my little summary and breakdown of the retained/released list. Quickly, I will just run you through the squad that we have going into next season. Matt Ingram, Louis Coyle, Jacob Greaves, Alfie Jones, Tobias Figueiredo, Ozan Tufan, Greg Docherty, Alayar Syed-Manesh, Dokan Sinik, Harry Vaughan, Ryan Woods, Ryan Longman, Sean McLaughlin, Adama Traore, Oscar Estupinian, Brandon Fleming, Jean-Michel Seri, Andy Smith, Regan Slater, Callum Jones, Matty Jacob, Benjamin Tete, Timothy Lottatala, Cyrus Christie, Jake Leake, Xavier Simons, Will Jarvis, Tom Nixon, Ollie Green, Jevon Mills, Harry Fisk, Alfie Taylor, Sincere Hall, Jack Leckie, Vaughan Coville, Jim Sims, Harry Wood, Harvey Cartwright, Yuri Elfeli, Jake Brown and Kyle Fanning. So there's room for improvement, definitely, and with the transfer window looming and whatever could happen there, I'm very excited for next season. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take care, and I will see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.